tee, and Jack Wagner just birdied 16. Moved himself up to plus 17. Looks like a golfer. He looks confident, studies the shot.
Probably the most successful golfer here, Murph, that has not won this championship.
I believe that's a good call. Former club champion at Bel Air, and which has many fine players in that club. Has certainly played a lot of good celebrity golf. Wow.
Tack on another 3 points. That's going to be an easy birdie for.
Yeah, even Charles
Jack.
Barkley could make that one, for heaven's sake. Nice shot. 181 yards today. There you see the view right on.
Jimmy Roberts.
Jack Wagner, a moment ago, Dan Hicks was remarking that you're probably the most successful golfer here to have not won this tournament. How seriously do you take this? Obviously, it's a good, you're a very, very good golfer, but how serious are you when you come out here?
I'm serious about my golf game, but, when you're around this environment, to get that extra grind on is kind of tough because, everybody's here having a great time. You got so many celebrities here, all the athletes and the people are up here having a great time. I'm making a big excuse for my lack of game is what I'm doing.
Well, the last 2 holes don't look like any lack of game to us.
I got to become one with the putter. Dan, help me. Raj. But I'm grinding.
All right, we'll go grind. Thanks for stopping by.
So maybe it's Jack Shear. Who knows? Elway for birdie at the par 5 18th. This is a long try. Elway again. 317 and out to the competition. The number of players making a move. No one's making a bigger move than actor Jack Wagner. This for his 3rd birdie in a row just a moment ago at the par 3 12th. 6th birdie overall for the former Melrose Place star, now starring in the Bold and Beautiful soap opera. And Wagner making a bold move as we introduce the modified Stableford scoring system here in Tahoe for the very first time. So you just saw Jack Wagner pick up another 3 points, and on down the list you get a point for a par. A bogey doesn't help you or hurt you, but a double bogey or worse does. They take away 2 points. As we take a look at the leaderboard at this 14th American Century Championship. And with that birdie, Wagner moves to 43 points. He's got a 5-point lead now over a charging Rick Rhoden, the 5-time champion in this event. And Dan Quinn trying to win 3 in a row. He's tied with Rhoden at 38 points. As we go over to the par 4 13th, good look at that whole location at this par 4. And we check in with the leader, Jack Wagner and company, and with this group is Mark Rolfing. Mark?
Well, Jack's driven the ball through the fairway here at 13. He's got a good lie in the rough. Not a very good angle at this whole location, though. And Roger, there is a couple of very large pine trees on the front left corner of this green that he's going to have to avoid.
You can see the 2 yawning bunkers that protect the front of this green. Green sits quite a bit above the level of the fairway, and with those trees overhanging on the extreme left-hand side here, you can see any shot played at the flagstick or pulled just slightly has a real shot of catching a limb.
Jack Wagner is a very smart player, as we've seen over the years here, Roger, and I would expect him to play this toward the back right corner of the green.
Yeah, he's played a long time. There's a lot of was a young junior golfer, has played the game, knows how to manage his game well. You don't see him make too many mistakes or make too many high scores. Rare to see him make a double bogey. Good looking golf swing. I suppose the danger here being if the ball should fly. Couldn't get much spin on it, but that's well managed right of the hole. We'll have an uphill birdie putt.
Jack Wagner, a number of top 10s, top 5 finishes, and probably the most accomplished player never to win this championship. So maybe it's Jack Wagner's year.
Is that kind of like being the best player that never won a major?
It's kind of like the Phil Mickelson of the celebrity championship here as we move over to Brett Holt.
All right, thanks, Murph, with our leader, Jack Wagner. New format this year. You've now gone birdie, birdie, birdie the last 3 holes. Do you approach it differently in this new format?
You play much more aggressively. Absolutely. I think you really have to play for birdie, and before I think you protect, because it's hard to get on TV and play good metal play. So I think more guys are playing for birdies.
What about the rest of your game in general, other than this, as it adapts to the format? You come in this year playing well?
Well, last night I asked Brett, we had dinner, and John, and I asked what color outfit you're wearing, because I always hate to clash. So we all coordinated. What do you guys think? I mean, we're all three together. They lied to me. He said he was going black khaki. He was going fuchsia top black, so I went blue and white.
2-stroke penalty?
Charge him, will you?
It's tough to get those things straight. Mark, it'll be a hard play from there. Back to 13.
Jack Wagner looking for 4 birdies in a row.
Pretty much the same putt he just had at 12. It's going to hook about 1.5 feet. This one a little slow.
Did you hit it?
Nearly had it.
You can see it halfway there. Was it going to stretch?
He's still going to get a point for the par, so Wagner's going to move his total to 44. 5 points better than Roden and Elway at the moment. As we move over to the 18th, the par 5, and pick up the Birdkowski, perhaps is going to move him back to 39 points and back over at 14. Second shot for the leader, Wagner.
Obviously, Jack elected to go with driver here. Much shorter second shot. Just a wedge, and it pays off for him. Leaves himself a good birdie putt.
Jack Wagner, actor, but he just has that look of a professional golfer out here. Sir has been playing well today at 44 points. Roden, Elway, and Quinn. Great cause. And back to Mr. Wagner here, looking to get back in the birdie trail at 14.
Well, he's got it in a great spot to putt from. Putting uphill slightly. Putt will move to his left. Beautiful putting stroke, and obviously he's got it going today.
Okay, but it'll be a par, and it'll pick up a point for Jack Wagner, who moves to 45 total. And we move to the par 5 selection.
I think at the lake we're somewhere around 6,400 feet. So you can really pretty much take 10% off the yardage of really any given shot, maybe more if you're a high ball hitter and really get the ball to hang in the air. And Jack Wagner, very solid golf swing. So he went down the left side a little bit, try to cut this left to right. Maybe overdid it some. He has. Now he's going to have to get lucky. There's a very thick forest of trees down that right-hand side, so he's going to need a great break here if he's going to have any shot to the green.
Over to 16. After punching out of the pines, this will be the 3rd shot to the par 4 15th now for Jack Wagner, tied with Rick Roden for the lead.
Well, that's another thing this Stableford scoring system will bring out. Sometimes conservative play from trouble. You can't afford to make the double bogey. Bogey, no points. Double bogey, -2. That's a lot to drop, but he's still got a chance to save par.
And add a point. And back to 16.
And struggling. And back to Wagner.
Be a nice save for par after driving it into the forest. So Wagner for another point and a chance to grab the lead by himself. By the way, Rick Roden shot a 67 today, shot 76 yesterday on his ball, and just had a huge day and moved into that tie you see there with Wagner.
Well, it's amazing how far the players have come since 1990, the first year this was played. After 2 rounds, 146 was leading. You know, now we see players that are capable of shooting 67s, 68s, 66s, 5s. Oh, man, this guy's putter's on fire.
Wagner saves par, adds another point at the 15th. He just may have the look of a winner, inches just ahead of the 5-time champion. The top athlete.
When you talk about just
all
play
around,
anything, yes.
just be, yeah, let's play.
Yeah.
Pick the game.
Yeah.
And Jack Wagner, in the meantime, is trying to pick a route here. Not sure where to go. A lot of players who have hit it in these trees have gone over to the left where he's looking. There's a bit of an open space there.
Well, he's really trying to weigh his risks right now, isn't he? You don't want to do anything silly and rattle one off a tree deeper into the forest and cost yourself a couple of points on a hole that, well, if you hit a good tee shot, you probably should birdie.
He hit it so far down there, he probably hit the cart path So if he chips out in that neighborhood, he's going to leave himself probably 120 or 30 yards is all he's going to have left.
Still got a shot at birdie.
You bet.
The wise play.
And eagle.
Remember a couple of years ago when Jack found that snake over there by the 16th?
Yes. That's right.
He was playing around, dangling it around over there.
Takes a little nerve to throw it back there. Wagner's third shot. And whoop,
Whoa.
whoop, whoop. Holy cow.
I think that was the snake.
That club got away from him.
Now, if that club had struck the ball, obviously a penalty would have been incurred. A stroke penalty, the ball would have had to have been replaced, but fortunately that didn't happen.
So he's just hitting 3 here on the par 5.
This is almost a haunted hole for Jack here at 16, Murph. We mentioned the snake incident a couple of years ago.
Quite a little bugger there. Look at the stripes on him. Huh? You see? Oh, he's a beauty, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, oh, Komodo dragons coming up next.
So Jack perhaps snake bit at this hole. We'll see what happens after that club flew out of his bag, Murph.
Oh, he's got a little shot of about 115 yards here. Want to fly it all the way to the hole. And he flew it just past, but he didn't have quite the spin on it that he anticipated. Welcome back. The 16th hole. Jack Wagner now for a birdie.
Can he make another one?
This has been the length, Roger. Wow.
A little more hit, he'd have made that.
That still picks up a point, being a par. These last 3 holes could really be dramatic. And there, Jack Wagner live. And not bad. The other ball, Brett Hull's right by the hole. Brett just birdied 16. And let's go down to Jimmy Roberts.
Murph, thanks very much. Here with John Elway, number 7, forever for many people.
Jack Wagner for a birdie now. Just in the back fringe. Hopped a little bit coming out and just not going to have enough speed. Once it starts to hop, it usually ends up short. Back to 18.
And back to 18. Jack Wagner tied with Bartkowski in that 48-point total. Again, good drive gives the player an excellent chance to go for it in 2.
Ideal tee shot is to take it down the left side of the fairway if you can. If you could draw it over into the left corner of the fairway, gives you a much better angle for your second shot into this green.
Looks like a good one for Wagner.
That is really good shape there.
Back to 16.
And Troy Aikman's second.
Good look at what Jack Wagner faces on his second shot at this par 5 18th.
Well, by perfectly positioning his tee shot, really doesn't have to worry about the trees overhanging on the right side. Can put this ball right up into the center of the green and leave himself an uphill attempt for eagle.
Left turn. Left turn.
That's okay. That's okay. Safe play.
Still just 2 eagles at 18 all week.
18.
Jack Wagner with a chance for a 6-pointer here. This for eagle.
Downhill and sliding to his right. Watch out for your speed.
Easy. Easy. He's got a little lengthy birdie putt. Get that in a moment. But first we go down to Jimmy Roberts.
All right, Dan, thanks very much. Here with Michael Jordan. And Michael, we all know how much.
17. We go over to 18. And this lengthy birdie putt, a little longer than Jack would have liked. But Jack rolls it in.
Good stroke. Now the contest will be how he finishes up tomorrow. He's struggled in the last round many times, so we'll have to see how his nerves hold up.
Wagner with a 51-point total, 30 points in his second round today. Wagner eyeing the championship along the shores of beautiful Lake Tahoe.